Good. So, what's your philosophy of life, if you have one?
Well, I don't know if I have a specific philosophy, but I guess one day at a time is kind of a thing that I rely on. I try not to think too much about the future and try not to hang too much on the past. So I try to stay in the now a little bit, I would
Mm.
say.
What's your biggest lack or happiness?
Well, I mean, it depends. I have a feeling that all of these answers are going to be depending on what mood I am in. But I would say that I mean, creating, being in the flow is a very nice and
Mm-hmm.
comforting situation in life. And
Mm-hmm.
I like if there's anything defined as happiness, it is performing or creating, I would say.
Mm-hmm. It's a good answer. So,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite color in private or in your work?
I'm sorry, a separate what?
A favorite?
Color.
Yeah.
Um, well, no, I don't know if you've seen my works, but I'm very black and white, but I wouldn't say those are my favorite colors. I used to like brown, and but I mean, the older you get, I actually I change my opinion about colors every day. I would say, yeah.
Do you have a favorite animal?
Uh, guess I really since I moved to Germany, I really like foxes. I guess,
Yeah.
but I try to be quite careful about saying that concrete because I always fall over to think it as my spirit animal, and I wouldn't say that a fox is my spirit animal in any kind of way, but I like foxes, dogs, I guess.
Why is a fox your spirit animal?
Well, it's I don't know. It's more like, well, what kind of animal? I would imagine that the animal that you like the most is probably something close to something that you see yourself in,
Mm.
and I don't know. I don't know if I see a fox in myself, but I like to draw foxes. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite author?
Uh, I'm not an avid reader, but
Yeah.
but I used to read a lot more a couple of years ago, but now I've gone over to do depends on what you define as reading because I listen a lot to audiobooks, and is that
Hmm.
reading or not? I don't know, but I would say one of my right now book wise, I'm doing a lot of manga. I don't know, that's something that's caught my interest the last couple of years. So and that's not much reading, I would say, but Stephen King, I would say. I like
Hmm.
sci-fi, so Philip K. Dick is a really good one, and oh, yeah, Viktor Frankl. I love him too. So yeah, it goes all the way around, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that audiobooks count. Since it's based on a book, I think it pretty much counts.
Can you say that you read the book then?
You listen to it, so
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
you've been through it.
yeah, you can hear it, so technically you kind of read it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah, yeah.
You have a favorite artist or an artist that inspires you in a certain kind of way.
Author,
Artist,
like artist.
an artist.
Um, um, yeah. Also, but then again, that's also depending on what mood I am and periods of my life. In my young life, I was inspired by Egon Schiele, Klimt, I guess.
Hmm.
There's the Polish artist. I always get his name wrong, but Biksinski, I think his last name is, and it's a very macabre. dark artist, but inspiring definitely. And modern artist, I don't know if you know James Jean. He's a very
Mm,
cool artist,
yeah, I've heard of
and
him.
right. And actually, I would say that my favorite artists, that concept of having a favorite artist has kind of changed since I've gotten involved with, for example, Instagram. Instagram has so many very good artists, but it's
Mhm.
really hard to remember all the names. But they're
Mhm.
all, so I would say Instagram is a very good artist. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you see so much nowadays on Instagram that's very difficult to pick because of course you have
Yeah.
your old artists, the one you know and everything that
Mhm.
hangs in museums, but then
Yeah.
you have all these kinds of different people who do a lot of work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Do you have a remarkable figure in history?
Um, um, I yeah. I mean, I really I can't really come to think of any specific person, but I mean, one of my, I guess when you say history, it's probably people that are dead. I would say, or gone in some way. I wouldn't. Well, if I would, I mean, one of my favorite artists in the comedy world is Bill Hicks. I don't know if you know him, but I would.
Yeah.
He was quite in. He was very inspiring for me. He kind of opened my eyes to. Like moving the pop, the sugar away, and being real in a way.
Mhm.
And I would historic person. I would definitely would have loved to meet him, and have a conversation with him if that would have been possible.
About what do you think you two would talk about if you had the chance?
Oh, well, he's a stand-up comedian, so I would say comedy, maybe. I mean, but I think that he's kind of one of the first ones that started the wave of because comedy kind of, I personally, this might be a people might not agree with me, but I think that comedy kind of points out the faults and strange things that are in society, and I think that's very important that you can laugh at and kind of criticize everything. I,
Mm,
I really think that. So so I would say, I mean, my art has many times been defined as social criticism. Kind
mhm.
of do not see that as that, but the conversation will definitely bend that way, I would say.
Good. Um, what's the most important one of the cardinal virtues for you? So there's prudence, justice,
Yeah.
fortitude, and temperance.
Yeah. Prudence. I wouldn't call myself a stoic in any kind of way, but I like the philosophy of being a stoic person. So just doing things right and not cheating, you know.
Mm,
I think that's kind of the word prudence is a little bit going that way, right? I think
yeah.
so. I would say that,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I mean, all of them are good. I mean, but if you want me to point one out, it's probably the favorite one.
What's the worst of the mortal sins for you? So there's pride, greed, lust, wrath, gluttony, envy, and sloth.
Sloth. Well,
It's
but then
difficult.
again, I mean, if I should choose one, I'm not a fan of people that are high nosed. You know,
Yeah.
I like people to see each other in the same stage. I would say, but envy is something that I'm struggling a little bit with myself because I fall into the imposter syndrome a lot, and there was a, I can't really remember which president who said it, but there was some president who said that comparison is the thief of joy, and
Oh,
I'm
yes.
always like, that's that's kind of so. There again, which one? I guess it would be flipping a coin between those two. I
Yeah.
mean, I really, really don't like people. I mean, people that think they're higher than someone else. I'm not interested in even knowing them. I'm not
Yeah,
in
no.
any way. Yeah.
And I mean, envy is pretty natural in some
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
Everybody
I would say
envies.
that's the mildest one, probably, of them all.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think
Hmm.
it's a difference if you envy someone or if you envy someone and wish them bad in a way.
Hmm.
Like you
Hmm. Hmm.
project,
Hmm.
you want them to feel bad
Yeah,
because
that's true.
you're
That's
envious
true.
and not just being envious for yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, that's a thing that follows an artistic life. So it's a little bit it's a little bit of a taboo in the art world that people can't encourage each other. It's quite unusual to artists to encourage each other and praise each other. It's usually hiding behind their own paintings and don't kind of hoping that they are in front of the line at some point. And I
Mm.
all of that is like I'm not wild about that.
Yeah, we have a couple who is
Mm.
exhibiting with you,
Oh
Sabine
yeah.
and Oliver Chrisman, and they're both artists.
Hmm.
And I asked them to like, how do you do it? I know from so many people that if you have two artists in the family or if you're a
Yeah.
couple,
Oh yeah.
it's difficult.
Yeah.
I think that it's just you have to be really aware that you're first thing a couple and that you don't both like what you do and
Yeah,
they respect each other. And so it really works because nobody's really envious. Everybody has his own thing and it
that's
works.
true. It's a personal voyage, adventure.
Yeah. And it's really
So
weird
yeah,
because most
yeah,
most artists are just for themselves. They want to fight for themselves, which is
yes, yes,
understandable. I mean, we have so many artists, it's hard to not see that and not do that and wanting to be
that's true.
the
I
best.
can imagine. Yeah.
Which character trait do you appreciate the most in a person?
um, Character trait. Um, um, Best trait. Honesty, I would probably say. Probably. I prefer, even though it's cold. Sometimes honesty is always helping. Doesn't
Mm,
help to lie in any kind of way. Even if it hurts, it always ends up in a good way, in the right way, in the way it's supposed to be. And uh, I have this thing with exhibitions, for example. When I have exhibitions, I have a couple of times experienced uh, that someone has asked me to put a painting or drawing to the side, and they might come back, and they agreed that they would come back the next week to buy it, and they never showed up.
mm,
And that's tasteless and really terrible in a way, in the
yeah.
same way. So that kind of echoes in my mind. I would say, yeah,
Yeah, no, I
but
understand that. It's not a nice thing to do.
no, it's a terrible thing.
Which character trait do you dislike the most?
Lying, probably. That's kind of the same thing. The opposite of honesty, I would say. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many traits that I kind of narrowed it down to lying because I mean, there's no need for it. I've even read a book that's called "Don't Lie," which was
Hmm.
really good. And I mean, that's it. Yeah, lying probably.
I heard something really wise from I don't know who, but he said that you always have to be honest. You just have to manage your honesty. So you have to manage when you're
Yeah,
honest
of course. Yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah,
had this example that he was at a play of a friend and it was really terrible.
yeah.
And she asked him like, yeah, how was it? Did you like it? And he told her that she was great and he
Mhm,
appreciated seeing her. So
mhm,
he
mhm.
wasn't lying because he did
No,
appreciate, seeing her do her work and everything.
that's
And
true.
and
That's true.
afterwards she asked him again, and then he told her, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, yeah.
But in
It's
the
a time
moment,
for everything, I guess. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, there's no reason to pull someone down when they're feeling very up in the top.
yeah,
Yeah. But a friend, as a friend, I would almost feel it like one of my what's the word? Um,
like a need to.
yeah. Well, I would feel bad if I would, because I would kind of be lying in a way.
Yeah. Which flaw would you forgive?
Um, unintentional unintentional mistakes. I would probably. I mean, um,
We're all human.
yeah, we're all human basically, and I am actually willing to forgive a lot. I'm kind of a forgiving person, but I mean, there's a line to everything. I
Yeah.
guess. I guess. Yeah.
I would say
But
my line would be if someone does it intentionally.
yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, that's people that do bad things intentionally. I'm not interested in knowing them. I'm not
Yeah.
interested. They're not helping my quality of life in any kind of way. So,
What would you say is your main character trait
uh,
if you had to pinpoint it?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm super introverted. I'm very introverted, but I'm also kind of social in a way. Uh, I took. I don't know how reliable these tests are, but I took a personal trait test online, and it kind of pointed out that I'm a rare type because I'm extremely introverted, but I can manage social occasions. So
Hmm.
so I don't know. I don't know.
So
Probably
Friday would be really interesting for you then.
yeah. Well, I'm always looking forward to. The thing is, with introverts is that it's not always like, oh, I don't want to be around people. It's more like kind of the energy
Hmm.
that the man is being in social, because I can be really, if everything's right, then I can be really funny and conversational, but the energy goes fast, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say.
What's your biggest weakness?
Um, I guess weakness. I procrastinate. But I'm probably not alone there. But that's the thing. I procrastinate. I I lack discipline sometimes. I would
Hmm.
say. Um, in 2018, I was because I'm one of the person that I don't believe in motivation. Motivation is it comes and goes, but if you have discipline, it stays. I would say. Huh?
Hmm.
In 2018, I decided to test this thing with. I made a drawing a day for the entire year. So I
Hmm.
did 365 drawings in a year, and it was really fun. And it was a test of what you can do. But after you've done it, you feel so good. You feel like you kind of have proven yourself in some kind of way. But still, after that, I feel that I procrastinate. Sofa is a lot of times my best friend, and I mean, whatever pleasures you got. I love video games. I love all kind of medias. I love comic books and whatever movies and stuff, which inspires me a lot. But still, I procrastinate. Yeah,
Which talent would you like to possess if you could?
talent.
Yeah.
Sing. I would love to sing.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My brothers, both of my brothers have one. music competitions, but I mean, I mean, not me.
I mean, you can draw, so
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I did.
I try.
Which
Yeah.
question should we ask you absolutely as an artist?
Um, how many drawings can I buy? I don't know. I mean, one that I definitely, I'm not a. Actually, it was really, really weird because it's funny with that question. I'm more interested in knowing. I'm more interested in answering what questions not to ask. For example, one of the exhibitions that I had a couple of months ago. So weird because this woman, she came in and she said very nice things, but suddenly she asked me why are you so why are you so dark, why are you so depressing?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was such a strange question because I mean apparently she really doesn't know where I'm from, or the concept of where I'm from. Where I come from, it's a lot darker, a lot more storm and rain, and it's not many days of summer in the year. So the inspiration comes forth that kind of way, that the art is a little bit dark, you know. But that's one question that I guess. I mean, a lot of people want me to define what I'm drawing, and
Mm-hmm.
I despise that. I prefer so very much more that people define themselves what they see.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess I would love. I mean, um, I'm not good at answering questions when it comes to the art, but I mean, I'm willing to answer. I'll try whatever, answer whatever, unless it's defining what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, dark is not bad.
No,
It doesn't
no,
mean
it's an expression.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the way. I mean, some people might draw more positive, more. I mean, we all are different in that kind of way.
Yeah.
So,
I think you have to appreciate dark humor and
yeah,
seeing that and not thinking it's bad, but just appreciating it as what it is.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree. There's room for everything, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, people try sometimes to define what you're doing, not just letting it be. They
Hmm.
want you to have a certain answer to a certain question and not to
Yeah,
just
true.
let it be what it is.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're done, actually.
Ah, all right. Okay, good.
Wasn't
That
that
was great. How did I do?